Well, we got a call today from a viewer with an unusual problem.
She had what she thought to be a huge beehive in her yard. 10 on your side, Stephanie Harris went to go check it out.
Yeah, Nicole and Tom, check this out right here. This is what the caller had in her backyard in Portsmouth. It turns out that this huge thing right here is not a beehive, but just bees on top of bees, about a foot deep. Now, your instinct might be to just kill all these bees here, but if you do that, you could one day pay the price at the grocery store.
From a distance, it's hard to make out this big black blob, but come closer.
No, I was afraid to come out.
And you'll see why Vontrice Rogers called 10 on your side.
I love honey. Actually, my sister-in-law calls me the queen bee.
But this queen bee prefers to get hers at the supermarket. She didn't want to kill the bees, knowing that their population's at risk, but she didn't know what else to do.
Some communities, you kill honeybees, you go to jail.
Oh,
that's how valuable it is.
We called in beekeeper Haji Hogerson.
This is about the worst place for them to swarm. All these branches.
He's been busier than usual this spring. The warm winter created more swarms earlier and some bigger than usual.
This thing is huge, about the size of a basketball. It's actually a bee swarm. There are thousands, 15,000 probably bees up here, but look, I can put my hand almost right on top of them and they don't even bother me.
I can take my bare hands and scoop these bees off and shake them down into the bucket. If you do it gently enough and just scoop them off, that's how docile they are.
But for this big job, he's pulling out a big vacuum.
If you do it with a regular vacuum, you'll kill them.
As soon as they're all sucked into this bucket, he'll take them home to his hive, where they can thrive. And Vontrice can go back to being the only queen bee in the neighborhood.
I'm glad there's somebody that can save our bees. And I got some honey, too.
Now, Hogerson says that killing bees is bad for two reasons. One, if you try to spray them, you're not going to get all of them, and the ones that do survive will be mean and aggressive. And number two, honeybees, they pollinate about a third of the foods that we eat, things like apples and strawberries, and fewer bees could mean fewer plants get pollinated, and you could pay more at the grocery store. Stephanie Harris, 10 on your side.
I have never seen someone use a vacuum cleaner before. Tidewater Beekeepers Association offer free honeybee swarm collecting as a public service, and if you need their help, go to wavy.com for a link to their page.